Alright, round one here against Masked Respite, and is choosing to play last. That's interesting. We have a keep, though not an awesome hand. We do need a blue to make this happen, but that's fine. We have our 2-drop into 3-drop into a nice aspect of Hydra. One of the things I remember from the one time I played during the Spotlight at the pre-release is that the chat doesn't really stay open. One of the things I don't like. Chat, yeah. So that if you want to do anything, it goes away, but whatever. So it's just a pain to figure out what we're waiting on for anyone in terms of scry or whatnot. But at the moment, waiting for mulligan decisions. So we'll pause. Okay, yay, time to do things. Let's play some Magic. Play my forest first, F6, and then get in on this action. Ooh, Springleaf Drum. That's a fascinating one. So, I need to get used to where we are in the phases in this little horizontal action thing. We're obviously just going to go ahead and run out our 2-2 here. We'll be bashing in for 3 next turn thanks to our Oakheart Dryads, and then hopefully just continuing to develop the board. Opponent has a Deepwater Hypnotist we can bash through. If we're in a race situation, we'll be in good shape. Alright. I'm going to give that guy... What's going on? Where are we at? Main phase me. Then beacon combat me. Then attack. Opponent is tapping and doing a combat trick for 1? I'm okay with that, but my opponent can't untap. Interesting. Maybe he just wants to get the mana in line for something? Kind of confused. Oh, just to get that trigger. That makes sense. Although I would have done an end of turn, but... Whatevs. Alright, would really love an island here. I'm going to go ahead and block. Because my opponent wants to use a trick on this right now. That's fine, and I'll call that bluff. Start getting things out of my opponent's hand. Nope. Okay. Cryptide. Okay. Going to combat here with both the dudes, keeping up the aspect of Hydra. See if there's a trick or something. A Crypsis. Okay. So my opponent might be trying to trade with the Satyr Grove Dancer here, which I think I'm okay with. Shall see. My opponent is going to block how? How are you blocking? Blocks here. Yeah, I don't think I want to waste my aspect of Hydra just to save the Satyr Grove Dancer. It does mean that I'm not doing any damage this turn. Is that true, though? Is that what I want to do? This just gets worse as things go along. I don't know. My gut's saying I don't want to waste the aspect right now, so... Oh, I didn't play my forest. Shit. That's no fun. Alright, Trailblazer, not a big deal. Warwing Siren, that can start to be a deal. Yeah, we need to start getting some lands here. Especially an island. And I'm really annoyed that I didn't play my forest last turn. At least I have it this turn. Am I doing any blocking? I think I am now. My opponent's probably just going to block Laguna Band Trailblazer. I could try to go ahead and attack and see if my opponent wants to offer up, try to block with Warming Siren, but I don't know why you would ever do that. So I'm going to give my opponent the benefit of the doubt and just pass the turn here. I will go ahead and block the Deepwater Hypnotist when it bashes through. Or my opponent doesn't want to, that's fine. Now we're taking one in the air. I'm not overly worried. This guy could get big. The Warwing Siren. But I do have my flyers, and if I can get a Cloak Siren down and then a Nyxborn Triton after that, that would be pretty okay. Which is currently the game plan right now. It's nice that I can play the Cloaked Siren as well as the aspect of Hydra if my opponent wants to go for anything. So I'll just continue the hang back plan. I want to really protect this Cloak Siren and try to get the Nyxborn Triton on it in order to make it big enough to like be winning a race or to be blocking the Warwing Siren. Opponent's going to combat. Attacks with Warwing Siren. We play our Cloaked Siren. No counterspell. That's good. I assume there's a combat trick here. If it's a +2 of some sort, this does become a 4. I'm not going to block. Which means I probably should just play it at end of turn. Golden Hind, good card. Interesting. Seeing a third color here. I think I'm fine just putting the Triton onto the Cloak Siren and making my own, 5/5 flyer and start bashing through. Right now my opponent's really only doing 1 in the air. I can still block pretty effectively. And then have a bunch of follow-up plays if it gets dealt with in some way. We actually do 6 in the air right now, thanks to our Dryad. So there goes that guy. And then we shall attack. Full 6. Ouchie. Alright, I'm F6 right now because I'm all tapped out. Dryads, I'm still happy to block something somewhere. Golden Hinds, going for something big. What you got? I'm a little bit worried. My opponent has all the mana in the world right now. Kimmerch's favorite, not what I'm worried about. Opponent has 3 cards in hand. Playing some dorky stuff in 3 colors. Yeah, that's okay with me. Very, very okay. I'll take 2. What else you got? Are we trying to race now? Is that what's happening? Something big. What else are you doing? Nothing. You are not doing that. I'm really confused, opponent. But okay. Sea God's Revenge. That'll be a good card to mop up the game later. I think we just go ahead and attack with the Cloaked Siren. We have the Griptide to foil any shenanigans by my opponent. And then if not, we can like play Deepwater Hypnotist or I guess Corset Tide would be the next one to play. So yeah, let's do that. Let's go to combat. The Fearless Attacker. Opponent has tons of mana, has something. It's going to play something, but we're going to hopefully do a little bit of a blowout with the Griptide. Though with all this mana, there could easily be something plus a counterspell or whatever, so you never know. I'm just going to assume it's nothing that powerful. My opponent is now tapped out, so that's good. Consigned to Dusk. Consigned to Dusk costs blank blah, destroy any number of target artifacts and or enchantments. Okay, so my opponent is killing... Where's my chat log? Targeting Nyxborn Triton and Oakheart Dryads. Got it. So, those guys are dying. This is going to become a 3/2, correct? Is there a way for me to grip tide in a way that lets me kill the Warming Siren? So what I do is I just use Aspect of Hydra now to make the Cloak Siren +1/+1. Because when it resolves, it'll get, I think... I think it resolves like when it checks when it resolves, right? I'm going to try it. I'm learning something as we speak right now. That's so that my guy becomes a 4/3 after the two guys go down. That's my hope. Yay! Stays a 4/3. Woohoo! We can kill the Warming Siren. That's nice. And we'll follow up with our Chorus of Tides. F6 again. I mean, we can take some damage here. But we're still winning the race. Another Laguna Band Trailblazer. Okay, go for it. And maybe another big spell? A Boon Satyr. That's a good card. That's a lot of damage. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Down to 7. Alright. I can't block, that's for sure. I need my duders. So I do get attack in the air here, and now I have Sea God's Revenge, which should make life pretty okay, but I think what I really want to do is play Deepwater Hypnotist and have Grip tied up. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So we'll attack with our flyers. Play our blocker, have Grip tied, and then we'll see God's Revenge. Kill. Yeah, I don't mind throwing away the Hypnotist to prevent some damage here. Oh. Okay, so my opponent conceded. Got it. Let's begin sideboarding. I'm a little bit low on time, which makes sense. Again, that's why I'm playing Swiss, kind of learning the new client a wee bit more. My opponent's going kind of late, so I like this Attorney Snare. It's just, we have all this just kind of dorky, weird 3 stuff happening. I don't think I want to bring... none of my blue I want to bring in. I don't care about the Crackling Trident unless I really needed to be against an aggressive deck. We really want to do our flying thing. My opponent did show us that Boon Satyr. Don't I have some enchantment hate, right? Desecration Plague? Yeah, so maybe we play that dude. My opponent's playing a couple enchantments. And I'd rather play the Desecration Plague, the Test, and the Starbreaker, even though... Yeah, just because I want to be able to get the Boon Satyr out. My opponent, I guess isn't really splashing, but yeah, I mean, we'll play the Desecration Plague. What don't I want to play? I think this guy will actually be good. Do you want my early drops? Do I want Divination? Yeah, if we're all going late... Maybe you don't want Desecration Plague. You can take out Divination. I mean, we're going late, but I have other cards that are really good in the late game. Actually, I think Flitterstep Eidolon is the one I want to get rid of. Yeah, let's get rid of the Eidolon. Keep the Divination in. That's better. Yeah. Way better. Is this a keep? I'm gonna have to say no, because we already have a 6-drop and then we're missing whatever lands. If one of this was an island, that'd be fine, but I'll go ahead and mulligan. Well, this is horrible also, but we're gonna mulligan. My opponent's kept. This is way more doable. We'll keep this. Am I starting again? My opponent let me start last time. Yep, I'm starting. Okay. Oh my gosh, a Trailblazer. Who'da thunk? Who'da thunk? Hypnotist Online. Group title will be good against my opponent's mini Trailblazers. The thing is, my opponent's going so spread, I don't feel like this guy's going to get pumped up anytime super fast. Could be wrong. An ordeal could happen right now, and then I'll hate my life. But, or an Aqueous form. That guy's not awesome. Might grip tide it as soon as I get the mana for it, just because all the Scry is going to really help my opponent's deck. In the meantime, I am winning a race. Or am I? Sedge Scorpion. That's okay. Attacking with that duder. Quite happily. Calls my bluff block. That's fine. And Sedge Scorpion. The points of damage don't really matter. What matters are these Scries right now. I'll probably end up getting some more value off this Grip Tide. Because I assume that Trailblazer is going to get a little bit more action. Okay. I want you to choose that way. Thank you. That's okay. Not the best. We'll go and attack in first and then play the Wayfinder. Yeah, 1 point of damage. In case we whiff, I want to leave up forest. My opponent knows I have the Aspect. Aw, but it's all going down. Let's see. I guess I should care at next level age about that, but whatever. We did a whiff. And I guess I kind of do just want lands at this point, so getting rid of some of those are okay, but all of those are very playable. Springleaf Drum. And a Golden Hind. That's a good card. I hate Scries. Scries, Scries, Scries. Scries, 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 Scries. Screw you, Scries. Alright, land? Ideally oh wait, gotta do this. Island. That's okay. What do I want to put it on? I don't think it really matters. I guess we'll put it on to the Wayfinder. And we'll attack in for 5. There we are. Boink. I assume no blocks here. It's a good little hit. At least keeps me in the game. Alright, can we survive after this Mold of 5 and my opponent's scrying every turn? And I mean, eventually this damage is going to stack up. I am just hopeful this Grip Tide will get us out of this bind here. Go ahead, scry away, friendo. Masked Respite, right? Yes, Masked Respite. I can't block. Don't give me the option if I can't do it. Such a tease. You're such a tease. Deepwater Hypnotist. Now there's 2 guys that can be blocking me. We're not really playing the blocking game, and I think I can't remember that my opponent has access to mana, so we'll get rid of this Deepwater Hypnotist. If my opponent's got the trade, it's going to be... What's happening? Do it. Yay. Hey, a land. Woohoo. We'll attack him with everybody again. The Golden High can trade with any of my dudes. I'm okay with that. We just want to be putting more pressure on my opponent than anything else. What you got, friend? Hopefully a Crypsis on Laguna Band Trailblazer. So I can grip tide it. Yes. Yes, indeed. And it is this one, correct? Yes, it is. Good. Yay! So that's exactly what I was hoping to happen. Get my 2-for-1 and get this scry out of the way. That makes me happy. Oh, okay. My opponent did not want to trade off the Golden Hind. Good news for me. Hey, I knew about that card. What else you got? You should have something pretty fun if you've scryed so much, but who knows. Fairies Band Trumper. That is something decent. So that means you get small, so I can keep attacking at least. Oh, I always gotta do this. Desecration Plague. 0 targets. But I could kill this Plains just for shenanigans' sake. But let's go to attacks first. We have all attacks, but we're only going to get 1 damage through. So my opponent has amazing defense. Could be correct to keep things back. Like maybe the Sedge Scorpion. Shit, should have done that. My opponent has a way better race situation here. Yeah, that's a really bad attack on my part. There was 0 reason to do that attack. Could have just thrown the game away because of that. I am going to take this Plains out. I know this Springleaf Drum allows it to happen, but it seems like my opponent is screwed on mana and doesn't have a lot of power, so let's just go ahead and take out the land. There's no enchantment at the moment, so yeah, I'm fine with that. We're going to be taking 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 here, which I shouldn't be taking, but I'll be able to keep the Sedge Scorpion back next turn. And what do I want to draw into? Another island would be fine. Not one of my 5 or 6 drops. Okay, so my opponent is now on the hang back plan. So I'll play that game with my opponent. Because I don't have attacks now, and I want to keep the Sedge Scorpion around. Or will I? Okay, so maybe we just tap down Laguna Band Trailblazers. Attacking with everything. Trades could be made, but they're all favorable for me. But it's still not great. No, I'm just going to hang on to it till maybe like an end of turn something. I don't love that this allows my opponent to get out of the mana screw, and that means I just kind of like threw away my Desecration Plague. But we're all just trying to buy time here anyway, so I guess we'll all just buy time. Oh, I see what you're doing there. Not a bad way to go. Luckily, the Sedge Scorpion is currently dealing with it, and then the Sun and Storm can deal with it as well as we get later on. Still no planes for my opponent, so my opponent only has 1 plane available. There's a land, not the land I want. I guess I could just be attacking with Sedge, but I think it's better for me to have my Sedge Scorpion for defense right now. And I'm fine. If the Sun and Storm was really going to get me in a position to be winning, then I'd do it, but I have such little power on the board, surprisingly, for my deck, that I don't really care. Okay. That means my opponent's going to start bashing through this Fairies Band Trumper. Do I want to tap it down? I kind of want to wait a turn. Yeah, I think I can afford a hit right now. And I can throw away some of my chumpers. I just need to draw an island or something, you know, better. Hey, there's an island. Yay. Cool. So this will be nice because we'll be able to start drawing some cards. This guy's going to bash for 5. I can start throwing chumpers in front of it and I won't really care. I assume this is going on the Sedge Scorpion again. And then we'll be able to cast the Sudden Storm and kind of be in business. Keeping things locked down. I think I will just throw away... No, the Wayfinder's doing a lot, actually. I'll take 5 again. I'm not going to go below 7. But for now, it's okay. Alright, what else we got? Divination. Ooh, I can get pretty greedy here. Divinate, pray to get into a land and have Sudden Storm up? I'm going greed. Greed to the max. Got there. Cool. Alright. Attacking with the Disciple. As well as the Sedge Scorpion. Maybe? No. I guess along with the Oakheart Dryads, right? I'm not blocking with it. Yeah, I should have been probably attacking with it earlier. I mean, it is a good blocker, but I have other decent blockers out. Predictable, that's fine. Alright, so what am I going to Sudden Storm? Definitely the Ferryspan Trumper. Just to get it off my back. And then I guess the Golden Hind. Maybe I just want to get rid of like the Trailblazer. So there's like one less dork of a dude. You and... Yeah, just get some blockers out of the way. Now I can keep backstreaming through like the Oakheart Dryad and stuff. What's going on? Oh, I get a Scry. That's awesome. I forget about that with Sudden Storm. I don't want to draw another island with my Sphinx Disciple. I want something better. Agent of Horizons could start closing the game out. And another land. Hey, Nessian Game Warden. That guy's pretty okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3. Yeah, okay, cool. So we can play the Game Warden and Hubris, so that's pretty nice. This is so we kind of see what's up. Could have played the Forest beforehand, kind of forgot about that. But I think we have enough going on here that we can choose. What do I want, a Chorus of Tides or a Nyxborn Triton? Can't play either right now. I love having a flyer. Yeah, let's take the flyer. What am I doing with this, actually? Bottom of the library. Got it. Bottom of the library. That's a lot of lands going on the bottom, and I'm very happy about that. Alright, let's continue to bash in. Hubris will have as our backup. Still ready to do this. My opponent wants to trade the agent. I'm okay with that, or anything else. I'm okay with that. Right now, we're just winning the air. My opponent can bash through for 3, but I don't think my opponent can pump for 4. And Hubris, again, protects me in that way. Alright. I'm starting to feel a little bit more comfortable with the client. You'll notice everything is so slow as I kind of click through and push through everything. What else is here at the end step? What are you doing right now? A Boon Satyr! Oh, that is awesome. This is going to be great. Yeah, Hubris. Please spend your mana. That is fine. So I want to remember that the Boon Satyr is there. Because my opponent is able to do that same play next turn. And kill me. Especially with this Fairies Band Tromper coming undone. So things could get a little hairy here. Cloak Siren and an island. Alright. Attacking it with the Sphinx's Disciple. Putting my opponent to 3. That means the Game Warden has to be blocked, taking out dudes. That's nice. What do I die to on the Crackback then? This guy, so I have to have at least one blocker, one chumper, probably this Wayfinder. Sedge Scorpion can chump. I mean, we're going to have 2 more chumpers, I suppose, so I guess I don't really need to. Anything that trades with anything, I should be attacking in with, if that's right. So we'll play Chorus of Tides to chump. This is going to take out at least one creature. These guys all go in. I think I'll just keep the Wayfinder back. Attack with the Sedge Scorpion and the Deepwater Hermesis. This will just get blocked here. My opponent would have to trade with one. If both of these guys... Oh, but here's the thing. Any one creature that gets through, 4, 5, 6... No, only these 2 would actually kill me with the Boon Satyr. But it does mean I want to have like a decent amount of blockers. 4, 5... Yeah, I'm going to attack with the Sedge Scorpion, the Disciple, the Game Warden, and the Oakheart Dryads. My opponent could just take 3 down to 2. Sedge Scorpion's doing nothing. Oakheart Dryads. Now we're going to keep on D. It's just going to be able to go on a ban trade. Alright, cool. That's what I'm going to do. And play a land. There it is. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. I think I do die here. I just realized. Because I was thinking my opponent have enough mana to do Unblockable and the Boon Satyr, but my opponent does. Meh. And I think my opponent's going to figure it out. So I think I'm about to lose this. Which is not cool. But we'll see. My opponent may not get there. Do have to be aware, though, that if that is the case, I'm the one super low on time. And I need to be very aware of that. I'm sure my opponent's going to figure this out. I'm just the one who took too late to figure it out. Oh, even more so. My opponent didn't really need to show me that, but okay. Maybe that's just to ensure a victory because I'm going to be doing a bunch of chumps? Don't know. So my opponent puts this on the agent. Yep. Makes it unblockable. I'll just concede. Alright, that was my bad. I think I could have figured out a better way to have gone about that, force some more blocks. Maybe not, if my opponent had seen it more. I'm not too sure. I'm more concerned about time at the momento. Still think I have a good chance against this opponent. Hunt the Hunter. I don't really want this out of the sideboard. I mean, my opponent has like a couple of green creatures, yes, and this would work, and I have a couple, but I don't know, this seems way situational. Mind you, the only creatures that I care a whole lot about are the green ones. The Boon Satyr, the Agent, and such. Hello, chat with me. How do I get to my chat? Don't even know. You haven't started a chat with me. You just submitted a deck. Yeah, I'm actually going to keep it the same way, and then just not mull down to 5. That's my game plan. For sure, would like to play first. And hey, we got a keep here, and a pretty nice hand. So that makes me quite hopeful. Lead off with our Courser, then get our Oakheart Dryads online. We'll have our Trying Tactics available as needed. Alright, I gotta play fast. And on this client, I don't play fast. F16. Opponent has a board. I will have a better board very shortly. Wouldn't mind if one of those was a forest, but, you know, all good. Perfect mana for my opponent, I am not excited to see, but it is acceptable. Alright, Tourney Snare will be good. Gonna go ahead and play the Dryad, get the Courser, be able to bash through this Trailblazer, and do just that. Try to put some pressure on my opponent. Leave up my Trying Tactics, which we'll try to do maybe like a blowout situation with. My opponent wants to get a little greedy here. 5 drop, what you got? Ferryspan Thunderhooves. Okay. It's gonna have to take an Eternity Snare soon enough. Forest? No, but just as good, really. Slam that guy down. Have us some D. Can't attack. What's my opponent has? Going down to 1 card now. Something to target the Ferryspan Thunderhooves would be the only thing I'm really worried about. Warming Siren. That's okay also. Not great, but it means my opponent's going to have a lot of diversified threats. If I attack with my Asp, what happens? I have Trying Tactics to save it. My opponent could try to put a lot of things in front of it. Yeah, we're going to attack with the Asp. I need to put pressure on my opponent, not let this game get too stale. Having Trying Tactics and Grip tied up is quite nice. Assume there's a combat trick here. So we'll Grip Tide. Nature's Panoply? Yeah. No need to keep that guy around for any reason. Still have Trying Tactics to try to do some kind of blowout. If my opponent attacks for 1, I'm not going to waste my Trying Tactics on it. I'm okay with that. Play a Thunderhooves again. That's okay too. It's a land for Eternity Snare. Dryguard doesn't untap during its controller's untap step. Got it. Gonna continue the attack thanks to the Trident Tactics. So we'll eat a creature or do some damage. All is fine. Really worried just about time right now. What are the attacks here? Alright, I'm going to go with Trident Tactics here. I don't think my opponent has a whole lot. So, we'll see. And I'm definitely not worried about there being a lot here. No need to put the Nessian Courser in danger. Okay, that will be good. Hopefully we'll get to force through some more damage in time before I die to time. Which means I probably should just be playing it and then F6ing, huh? Can't afford this right now, but whatever. I'm not skilled in the ways of the computer. I'm gonna F6. It shows my opponent I don't have a combat trick, but I think that's more important right now than like representing my aspect of Hydra. Really don't care. Also really don't care about the 1 point of damage to waste against the Sphinx's Disciple. I just want to pound through damage right now myself. That's great. I guess I should be attacking with everything, because I'm not worried about the crackback, and these guys don't, I mean, they trade off for things that don't really matter. What you doing? Crypsis. That's okay. It's a bummer. It takes out my Sphinx's Disciple. Bummer. Whiffed. But we have another big old beater that takes out dudes, so that's nice. And then I will probably just go ahead... Ooh, Archetype of Courage. That's not great, because of the first strike. If my opponent attacks in, we probably will just keep Eternity Snare on something. Yeah, now my opponent wants to be very keen on keeping back enough... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So only the Asp can get through. And I am going to push through with the Asp because I can't afford not to on time. And I can just Monstrosity it. If there's a combat trick, there's a combat trick, and that's going to suck. Okay. Opponent just wants to throw that away. I'm actually okay with that too. I will progress the board, as it were, instead of Monstrositying my Asp. That's what I'll be doing. So my opponent may just be trying to stay alive on time right now. Not the best thing to do in the world, but still okay with that. Now he has to really decide. You're going to put them all in? No, you're just chumping. Go ahead and chump away, my friend. And I'm not going to play the Wayfinder. I don't think it matters. And the time it takes me to do that is like way more scary than anything else. Sun and Storm. Well, that's just grand. Keep this little game going, and then we'll tap down my opponent's next set of dudes. and then should be able to bash through for the win after that. And that's it. Woohoo! Barely got there with the end. Don't know why my opponent showed me that, but it's all fine. Yay, Swiss drafts. And yay for long matches. Let's get to the next round right away.